Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world, and welcome to episode 55 of Ball Don't Lie. Your host, Jerry, with my lovely co-host, as always, Starkey.
What's up, everyone?
There we go. I just want everybody to know I am the reigning champ from the B Team podcasts. I just want to brag about that. The poll ended today. We did a breakfast food draft, and I won. I didn't think I was going to win because I didn't take coffee, but hey, I ended up winning, pulled out a dub. It's my first ever win on the B Team podcast. I'm now 1 for 1.
You need to retire when you're on top.
Heck no, we gotta get the streak going just to piss Eric off some more. Folks, I think we have a good show tonight. It's like we've been saying it for a couple weeks now. We're going to do a March Madness one. I think now is the perfect time to do one. Kind of the NBA kind of a little winding down a little before NFL mock draft season starts. So we're gonna hit a mock. We're gonna do I almost said mock drafts. We're gonna talk about the draft a little bit. We do have some shocking news today. Day 1 of the combine. We're gonna talk about. I think it's day 2 of the combine. I think yesterday. They were doing stuff yesterday. We're gonna talk about the NBA season. Of course, Grizzlies are on a. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jinx us before tonight's game, but we're on a winning streak. There, I said it. We're finally getting back on track to where we belonged, and then we're going to talk about March Madness. We have some sleeper teams, potential upset teams, and we're going to talk about the reigning number 1 teams right now that everyone seems to love that I hate.
Okay.
Starkey, let's get into it. Let's jump into NFL. Mr. Jalen Carter. Yes, I was going to say it when we originally were in post on Monday, but we had some issues come up, scheduling issues. Little Harper was throwing a temper tantrum, put it that way. Yeah. Memphis Hustle Harper.
Yes,
Memphis Hustle Harper. For those that don't know, you look at the Memphis Hustle Facebook page, my kid is bright center on it. Great time. She loved it, by the way. So we're going to talk about on Monday. It opened up. Jalen Carter opened up as the favorite to be the number 1 draft pick. Remember, I've said it before. You saw it last year in the NBA draft with Pablo Ventura. Sorry. I got in trouble by Eric mispronouncing his name. Bencaro, sorry. I just want to say Churro. Bencaro. And then you saw it with Baker Mayfield, too, leading up to the draft. Vegas predicted who was going to go number 1 the day of. And right now, granted, it's starting out early, but he's the odds-on favorite, was the odds-on favorite. Got released today in sad news that he was involved in the accident that killed a former teammate and recruiting coordinator for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yes.
So I think I read it was they were racing side by side, and they were doing up to 94 miles an hour.
Yes, that's correct.
I think it was I heard 94, and then I heard 104.
Okay, because I thought I heard 103, but somewhere.
So I heard somewhere like
it should have been.
Yes, and lost control, and then he ended up getting charged with reckless driving and public endangerment. Granted, both of them are misdemeanors. I'm pretty sure they were hoping this didn't get released before the combine, but it did. So I don't know what's going to happen. With it being misdemeanors, I don't think it's going to kill his draft stock, but it's going to question a lot of immaturity on his team.
Yes.
Because he was involved in something stupid, and ultimately people paid the price for it.
And the crazy thing is with that, I believe it was, don't quote me on this, I believe it was Todd McShay 2 or 3 months ago put out a little nugget on Twitter and said that teams were concerned about the maturity of Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
People were concerned about his maturity, and then everybody started jumping down Todd's throat.
So I have a question. How does this guy get charged with 2 things like that, but Brandon Miller can't get charged with aiding and abetting a criminal? Everybody knows Brandon's involved with it, and nothing's been done with it. That just pisses me off. Like, there's literally text message just saying it's in the car and it's loaded. Bro,
I'll say this.
you knew what the gun was going to be used for. Don't hit me with that crap. Before you say your thing, what about this? I sent it to you. What about Nate Oates saying that it was inappropriate that Brandon Miller was patted down by security walking into the arena?
See, I didn't think it was security. I thought it was his own teammate.
No, security patted him down and other people down.
Okay.
Nate Oates said it's not appropriate. It's been addressed. I can assure you this will never happen again to him. I mean, I get it. I get it. You want to win a national championship, and you have a great shot with him. Morally and ethically, you are one messed up guy.
Absolutely.
To allow this to happen.
Yes.
I mean, granted, he hasn't been charged with anything, but he literally gave a gun to a teammate, saying it's loaded. You know what it's going to be used for.
So I was listening to Gary Parrish on this, and GP made a great point. He said that because the stories and rumors and everything early on were that Brandon didn't know the gun was in the car.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that can happen, because when your teammate texts you, says, quote, "I need you to bring me my piece,"
or bring you your piece.
Yeah, when the teammate texted Brandon,
he said the cap is on the head, which means there's bullets in the chamber.
Yes, exactly. Brandon knew that the gun was in the car, and he knew where it was.
Brandon left it in there for him.
There's no way that he didn't know the gun was in the car.
I know we were talking about the NFL. We get on a rant here, sorry. But the fact that his own teammate's lawyer is taking him down with him just amazes me.
Yes.
Darius Miles' lawyer and the poor lady that's family that was she was murdered. They're taking Brandon Miller with him too, and I love it. I think he should go to jail for it.
Yeah. But absolutely. But to answer your question,
and Nate Oates should lose. I almost said lose his job. He shouldn't lose his job, but they need to have. He's making this a PR nightmare.
Oh yeah. At least at the very least, some sort of a suspension, just for being.
Well, it's just his comments saying he was at the wrong place, wrong time, bruh.
For being
your guy literally gave the person the gun, and he acknowledged it in a text message saying, "I left it in my car for you. It's fully loaded." You knew somebody was going to get clapped that night.
Yeah.
It's either here or there. Be interesting to see. And now the Bears are saying they are going to move down.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much a given they're going to move down. Sorry, I know we got off on rant there.
You're good. To answer your question, though, why could Jalen get charged like that, but Darius not? Or
Brandon
not? The Athens PD, they have their stuff together.
Amen to that. But we got the Bears saying, "Hey, yeah, we're willing to move down. Whoever wants it can come get it. Come get the number one pick." Dude, if I'm them, I'm literally going to I'm praying the Texans. I want Houston's picks. Do you know why? They're going to suck for a long time.
That's true. That's very true.
They have no weapons besides Mr. Pearson. So if I'm them, I'm literally saying, "Hey, yeah, the Colts are offering me 2 firsts, 3 2, stuff like that." I'm literally baiting. I want Houston to take the number one pick. And then after that, I'm going to say, "Hey, Indy, I'm going to take a quarterback here. Because you already know it's probably going to be. Hopefully, it's CJ Stroud going number one. Bryce Young, okay, I think should be the number one pick, but man, his size worries me. He's my height. He's 5'10", and he weighs the same. He weighs $180 like me. That's not going to last. That's not going to last in the NFL.
2 words. Drew Brees.
Drew Brees also had one of the best arms in NFL history.
Yeah, that's very true as well.
And Drew Brees also He also wasn't that good in San Diego for a little bit. He wasn't as great. He had to literally break his shoulder to go to New Orleans to be what it was, in my opinion. But hey, that's neither here nor there. But dude, if I'm them, I'm literally saying, Houston, come get the number 1. Then I'm gonna say, hey, Indy, come get number 2.
Yeah.
We don't want Fields. I'm gonna say, hey, Oakland's offering me a couple of 2s, a couple of 1s. Come get it. Chicago could walk away with 20 draft picks. They could be the OKC Thunder of the NFL.
Yeah. That's
Right now, they already have 8 draft picks.
That's insane.
Just think they could walk away with a king's ransom.
Yeah.
Here shortly, and I hope they do. Aaron Rodgers has said the Packers and Rodgers have kind of said there will be a resolution here soon. I think he'll be back. I don't think he'll be a Packer.
I don't think he will either. I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. I think he'll be a Jet.
I do too. Can I just say I can't wait to see what Zach Wilson does with the comments if he's going to make the next quarterback they bring in life a living hell. I can't wait to. I'm quoting Zach Wilson on that. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he does when he has to share a QB room with Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't care and beats to his own freaking drum.
Yes. That's going to be hilarious.
I bet they're going to. I just want to hear those conversations between those two. Aaron, keep your mom away from Zach Wilson.
Yes. 1,000%.
Also, keep your girlfriends away from Zach Wilson because they're probably around the age that he likes. Oof. So let's jump to NBA. We've had a lot going on. A lot of good, some bad with the Grizzlies. We had last Thursday night, man, I texted you. I don't know why that loss to the 76ers pissed me off. Like, it's probably the most mad I've been over a Grizzly game in years.
Honestly, like I told you, I think it's because how the game ended. Because you watch it, the first half, it was a good first half. We were winning. You know, I believe it was at halftime winning relatively comfortably, and then fell apart in the fourth quarter.
So Bane had 21 points in the first half. He ended up with 25 total points.
Yeah.
Ja and Jaren combined for 8 of 32. 8 of 32. And it took a miraculous shot by the Thunder, the 76ers to get back in the game. That fadeaway, falling out of bounds, 3-pointer by James Harden. Yeah. And we still were in that game the whole time. But it was very obvious that our half-court offense still needs work.
Oh, yes, 100%.
We still need a ton of work on it. It's getting there. You're seeing more pieces. Kennard is definitely helping. And we'll get to that. So it took all those things for us to barely lose to a fully healthy 76ers team. John Jaren, if you would have told me John and Jaren combined for an 8 of 32, I would have said, dude, you're wrong. We got blown out by 30.
Yeah.
You tell me we held a lead until the last minute of it, I would have said, dude, you're lying.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Sunday night. So Sunday night, I had mixed emotions going. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. The score doesn't do it justice. The fact that we only won by 18 points, but we beat the brakes off them.
We were in control the entire game. And it never, I know 18 isn't close, but that's, like you said, closer than the actual game felt.
So the biggest takeaway from it was keep getting Kennard, in my opinion, was keep getting Luke Kennard involved.
Oh, yes.
It was 4 or 5 from 3. Hey, I have that's one of the guys on the team. To me, there's 3 guys in my there's 4 guys on the team that have the green light to shoot any shot they want to.
Okay.
Bane, of course.
Yep.
Kennard.
Yep.
Jaren.
Yep.
and Tyus.
I like it.
Some would say Ja. Dude, I don't like Ja shooting threes.
No, not threes. No.
Those
Ja
four
was
right there.
good.
Tyus can shoot all. I don't care about Tyus. Tyus can take any shot he wants to. I'm perfectly fine with that. And Tyus was 5 of 10. Tyus was looking like his old self. How about the fact, though, too, that the guy everyone thought was going to have a breakout year for the Nuggets, Mr. Michael Porter Jr., has not been good.
No.
He was 2 of 10. Granted, he's averaging 17 points a game. It's not that he's not that good. All he does is
his mentals are still messed up from his back problem in college. I don't think he ever got over that back issue in college.
college. No, he's got a lot of that, but I mean the talent's there. He is a shooter. He is a walking bucket. He only played in 9 games last year. He's averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds. He's shooting 41% on threes, and he's shooting 80% from the free throw line. Granted, that's all he's doing though is he's just shooting. He's not going to the basket. He's only averaging 2 free throws a game.
Really?
All he is a shooter. He has no game besides that. He's 6'10". Dude, if you're 6'10", kind of like Jared, dude, I'm telling you to go to the basket. You're a mismatch nightmare. You're too fast for big guys, and you're too tall for the little wings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Jared is. But so we followed that up with a great win there. So hey, we're looking good. Last night, LeBron's foot injury. We'll get to that here in a second. Kind of some playoff stuff here in a little bit. LeBron's out. That injury is pretty serious from what I've been reading.
Yes. At least 2 to 3 weeks.
I have seen it could be longer than that, could be less than that. No one really knows. They are, and here's the thing, they are in a run to make it the play-in game. But hear me out, though. Theoretically, if they win, so theoretically, to get to the 6th seed, they're only 3 games out of the 6th seed.
Yeah.
You are currently the 12th seed, and you're 1 game out of being the 10th seed. And missing LeBron the next 2-3 weeks is going to hurt you a lot.
Yes.
And now Anthony Davis is having a little. I think he re-aggravated his foot last night during that stumble. I was reading he was having a lot of soreness today in that foot. So I don't really know what's going to happen there. But hey, they got some studs on that Lakers team.
They do now.
We have Minnesota Timberwolves 2.0 there. They're literally the Minnesota Lakers again.
Yeah.
Or what were they? The Minneapolis Lakers? What was it? Yeah, that was it, right? The Minneapolis Lakers. Yeah, D'Angelo Russell there. It's funny they all came in different trades or something. They all came in different trades to him.
Yep.
Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt traded to Utah to the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell, Timberwolves to Lakers. I think it's kind of funny they've done that. Dude, I love Malik Beasley. It kills me that he's not a Grizzly. He should be, but Vanderbilt's a stud for them. He's underrated. They still have some issues there. Don't have enough shooting, but hey, I think they'll get that fixed more with LeBron. Just because the thing with them, all they want is they've literally told Malik Beasley, just shoot it. We don't care how many times him and Anthony Davis have said, shoot it. Don't stop shooting it. Last night, Ja triple-double. Do you know how many career triple-doubles he has now?
Was that a 10th?
I think it was 10. I think it was 11 from what I read.
Oh, okay. I knew it had reached double digits at some point.
He is the franchise leader in triple-doubles.
Yep.
As it should be. We'll get into stuff here in a second. On Ja, we had some earth-breaking news come out today. It's not the best news. It's not good news. I'm sorry, it's his 10th triple-double. You are correct, Starkey.
Okay.
He's the first player 10-plus triple-doubles. So, yeah, you are correct. Good job, Starkey.
Thank you, sir.
39, 10, and 10. And Third quarter, oh my gosh. 28
Unstoppable.
28 points. This is the jaw you want.
Yes.
Relentless. And granted, Jaren didn't have the best of night, but hey, that's fine. If Jaren's not, if to me, honestly, in my opinion, if Jaren's scoring 17 points and that's that, I'm not going to say a word. Jaren's
Right.
doing things on both ends of the court. He's changing shots on defense. He's getting rebounds. He's getting everyone involved. Last night, Jaren finished with, Jaren finished 7 of 14, 1 of 4, 2 blocks, I believe, 16 points and 7 rebounds in 32 minutes. You can't get mad at Jaren for those numbers. Those are great numbers. And he had a tough assignment last night. He had to help Xavier Tillman with Anthony Davis. They actually did pretty good on Anthony Davis. I mean, granted, 28-19, but that 28-19 was hard to get. I know I talked to you a little bit about this. Words can't do justice on our love for Xavier Tillman.
Oh, no. No, long live the X-Man for sure.
X going to give it to you. Last night, X played 33 minutes, 18 points, 11 rebounds.
See, and the thing with the X, though, is this has been thrown around, especially this season when he's had to step in for Steven Adams. But Xavier Tillman is the consummate professional.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last night, Jaren had 4 blocks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Dude, he is. I mean, he knows his role. It's, hey, I may have to come off the bench every now and then, or I may not play every couple games. For the year, he's averaging 5 points, 5.7 points, 4.3 rebounds. But when he plays, he's impacting the game.
Xavier Tillman is the definition of if you stay ready, you never have to get ready.
Like, look at the past couple games. Against the 76ers, he had 8 points, 12 rebounds in 32 minutes. Against the Nuggets, 12 points, 7 rebounds in 25 minutes. Against the Lakers last night, 18 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block.
Incredible numbers for Tillman.
And, here's the thing. He knows his role. The only issue is going to be is when Steven Adams comes back, what do? You're going to have a log jam.
Yes, you are.
You're going to have Adams and Jaren starting. You're going to have to get Santi minutes because he's literally your net only stretch 4.
Yep.
BC has to get minutes, in my mind. BC is your energy guy off the bench. And no matter how much points, how many minutes BC plays in, he impacts the game in great ways. Plus, when him and Jaren are playing defense together, that's beautiful to see.
Oh, yeah.
And plus on offense, too, it lets Jaren play the 4 on offense. And Jaren is and both of them are super fast, high-flowing. So, X, and hear me out, X deserves minutes as well.
He's deserved it. He's earned it.
Another thing, too, is can we afford to pay X this offseason? Are you willing to use your mid-level exception on your third-string center versus getting a wing that you need? Is X willing to come back with not guaranteed minutes?
I think you signed Tillman with the MLE, and I think you trade for a wing.
I mean, they're going to make a trade this offseason, that's for sure. But I don't know if X is. I know he loves Jaren to death. That's his best friend.
Yeah.
I know his family loves here, and I saw him at the Hustle game on Friday night. He loves Memphis. He loves South Haven. He's over there talking to all the coaches, dabbing up all the players during the game. He loves it here. Is he willing to come back, even though he knows he can play in the NBA? That's a fact. Last year, he just fell out of rotation until the playoffs. Rookie year, he became our saving grace.
Yeah,
when Jaren
he
was
was one of
out.
the best. He was one of the best 3-point shooters his rookie year.
He made the shot to get us in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
And last year, he fell out of rotation until the Minnesota series. And then look at him now when Adams out. He has stepped in, and he's been our saving grace right now. He's taking pressure off Ja and Jaren. He's been setting hard picks. He's helping rebounding, and he's holding it down low. He's an undersized. He's not as athletic as BC, but he does some things better than Brandon.
Right.
And granted, both of them play two-way. Like I said, he's not athletic. They play two-way different styles. BC is your above-the-rim guy. He's your putback king. He's your floater finisher.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Steven Adams comes back. Before we get into the John Morant news, I didn't ask you this. I want to get a blind spot for you. Who is your MVP of the season? Season ending today. I have mine, and it will shock you a little. It's not a contending person.
Okay. I haven't even thought about it. If I'm being totally
My MVP is Dame.
Really?
Dude, look at what he's doing. Listen to Dame since the start. Since the 10th of January. 30 points. 36, 40, 44, 25, 24, 37, 60, 30, 42, 42, 29, 40, 28 points, 33, 38, 40, 39, 71, and 25.
What's the stat line? What's the average for the season?
32, 4.3 rebounds, 7.2 assists, while shooting 38% from three. He is shooting 11 threes a game.
That's not bad.
And he's making 92% from the free throw line, going to the line 9 times a game.
That's not a bad pick, my guy.
I mean, okay, so my definition of MVP goes to the best player in the league. You take that player off the team, they're not that. Their team won't be good. Take him off the Trailblazers right now.
Yeah.
He has literally carried the Trailblazers to the 10 seed. I'm sorry, 11 seed. They are currently 29 and 32 because of him.
Yeah.
So, granted, you can make Nikola the Jokic. They're not going to give it to a guy 3 years in a row. You know that. They're not going to. Embiid, he deserves it. Don't get me wrong. Joel Embiid deserves MVP. Joel isn't putting up amazing numbers. But my mindset is if you take a guy off the team, will that team still be good? And I still think the 76ers, they won't be as good as they are now, but they'll still be a playoff team.
Yeah. Same for Milwaukee. That was my knee-jerk reaction was Giannis.
They've been holding it down without Giannis. That Milwaukee team is scary without Giannis.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
It still kills me that we did not get. To this day, granted Bobby Portis got drafted way before before he picked Jarrell Martin, but if Bobby Portis would have fell to us, we would have taken him. Gosh, that's one guy I wish we got. Can you imagine a him and Jaren lineup?
Oh, dude, that'd be insane.
And it also kills me that we gave Grayson up for nothing.
Yeah.
Granted, I get that we never would have had the Desmond Bain if we didn't get rid of Grayson, but it still hurts me that we gave him up for nothing. And then Jason Tatum's put up amazing numbers.
Yep.
If you take Tatum off that Celtics team, they're pretty freaking good.
Yeah, they're still good.
So, who is your MVP?
I'd have to say either Giannis or Embiid. I mean, I think they're just having an incredible.
I think they'll give it. I think what's going to happen. You made a good. I think it will be Embiid getting it this year, but I do think Dame deserves to be in the conversation. So for the year, Embiid's averaging 33 points and 10 rebounds a game. I just think you got to give it to Dame. Look at what he's doing, and everybody knows who's going to score for them. That's my only thing.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, you want to hear who Vegas has as the front runner?
I do.
Right now, Vegas has the Joker for MVP minus 350.
Who's next?
Joel Embiid at plus 650.
Who's after that?
And then Giannis is coming in third at plus 1,000.
Did they have before or no?
Oh yeah, they've got a whole.
I didn't know if you saw it pulled up or not.
Okay, so top five. We got Joker at 1 at negative 350, minus 350. Joel at 2 at plus 650. Giannis at 3 at plus 1,000. Jason Tatum at 4 at plus 2,000. And then at 5, you got Luka at plus 3,100.
Lock it in on Dame, make some serious cash.
And then at 6, you got Ja at plus 10,000. And at 7, you've got Dame at plus 24,000.
Damn! Let's go. I got to go driving across state lines tomorrow. Place a little bet in maybe. But hey, I love it. Dude, that's what I think. You have to move Dame up, in my opinion. But hey, we'll get into that later on. The season kind of goes on. Let's jump into the Ja stuff. Holy crap! It's not good.
It's not great.
Nike is Phil Knight and them are probably thinking, what the crap did we get ourselves into with this kid?
Yeah.
So today it got released.
But now Powerade.
The Washington Post released today that apparently Ja Morant, the same teenager that said Ja beat him up during a playoff pickup game, punched him. Ja punched him 12 to 13 times, went to his house, and came back out of the house with a pistol in his waistline with his hand on the pistol. And then 4 days after that, he was at the mall and threatened the head of security.
Yeah.
So, it's not good news. It's really bad news. Because it's two more things, and then you add on the fact that the whole mall security, not the Pacers incident, it's a terrible look for Ja.
Yeah.
And you got national media people saying, what the crap? Like, literally, if you pull up Bleacher Reports on Instagram, you have all of the big guys saying, like Marcellus Wiley's comment, you're joking, right? People are saying, Ja, what are you doing? This can't be real. So, I saw on Twitter, somebody posted it. Apparently, this kid's mama, it's not her first time filing something. So, in an interview with police, a transcript shows one of Morant's attorneys stated that the boy's mother has demanded millions of dollars from Morant after the incident. 20 million?
20 mil.
Jesus.
It's what that news broke a little bit around that same time. The boy's mom demanded 20 million.
The boy's mother has a history of filing lawsuits that have eventually been dismissed. Court records have shown that they have included a discrimination lawsuit against the city's fire department. What? Mitch, please let us know how can a fire department be discriminating to a teenage boy, and a lawsuit against the children's school district after she said that her kids were bullied on a school bus.
And again, I don't with that last one. I mean, if that's the case, I hate that for the kid. weekly PSA, no kid should ever be bullied. But how was that the district's fault?
What I love is she's already got a track record of suing stuff. So if I'm everybody, I'm like, okay, this is literally her just them trying to get money. I think I read somewhere that I was like, quick. It was a busy day at work today. I did quick reading real fast when all this broke. I think I did see somewhere Josh said he did swing at the kid when he was coming after him.
Yeah.
You and Josh,
Yeah,
I acted in self. I said, yeah, he acted in self-defense. I'm like, okay, I get that he's 17, but Josh still shouldn't do that. But so if I'm the Grizzlies, if I'm Kleiman, I'm Jenkins, who's our Robert Para? If I'm them, I'm having a sit down with Ja T and his agent.
Yes.
One-on-one, nobody in that room. Do you remember what the Cowboys did to Des Bryant his first year in the NFL? Des Bryant had some off-the-field issues.
Yeah, he did. I remember that.
So, part of his contract, and the reason why he fell to was at 24 in the draft, because Des had a lot of off-the-field issues. Jerry and all them, and Wade Phillips and all of them said, and Jason Garrett. No, it was Jason Garrett and Wade and Tom and Jerry Jones were like, "Hey, you have to have a team bodyguard with you 24/7. They will live with you. They will go everywhere you go." We get that. It's a freaking great. Guess who never got in trouble?
Right.
His dad has. I think it was his second year actually. They did it because he had some off the field issues his rookie year. They literally said, "Okay, Des, for you to continue to be a Cowboy, you have to agree to have a bodyguard with you at all times." And Des says, "Okay." And guess what? He never got in trouble again with the law or media. Granted, I think all this is fake. I think it's literally just people trying to get the bread from him. But if I'm Memphis, I'm pulling out all the stops to make sure nothing like this happens again.
Right. Because my dad he gave me some great life advice. He said, and I think it applies to Ja here. He said, even if all of this stuff does come out as fake, he says, once you're accused of something, you're accused of it for the rest of your life, whether or not you actually did it.
And granted, here's the thing. My wife made a good point. She goes, if he got beat up by Ja, because if you get punched by an NBA player, even like Ja's like small body size, granted he's 6'2", but he's not like the big buffy guy like LeBron. But if you get punched by a guy that many times, you're gonna have some big issues, especially with someone as strong as Ja. Why did you not go to the hospital?
Especially since the kid, I heard down 92.9 in the police report, he compared it to being hit by an MMA fighter.
Okay, so if you had all those injuries, there's hospital records, but he didn't go to the hospital. Oh my gosh. I just solved it like Blue's Clues. Oh my gosh. It didn't happen. It probably happened, but nothing to the extent of that. But, so, hey, before we move on to the college basketball thing, man, I went to a hustle game. We said that earlier, man.
Yeah, we did.
Let me tell you what, man, hustle games are the best thing ever.
It's been a minute since I've been to a hustle game. I need to get back up there.
If you're a fan of the game, you go. It's super fun. I have some takeaways from it. Right now, our hustle, we are currently the number 1 team in the Western G League standings, Western side. We have, I think, hey, love it. I sent you my my recap of it, but just kind of go through it real fast. We had a blowout win, G League Ignite team. I said it live. They can't shoot. It was
Scoot Henderson's the only thing that team has going for him right
now. So that leads me to first starting off with Scoot Henderson. If he gets a reliable jumper, if he can get a sustainable 3-shot, holy crap! You could be looking at a lesser version of Ja Morant. This kid he has the talent where he is going to be very, very good. A guy I liked last year in the draft, if Granny pulled his name out, was Leonard Miller. He's gonna be a 4, but I think he could play the 3 a little at 6'10". Granted, his jumper is still in developing, but he's got a weird hitch in his stroke. If he can add some more weight to it, he's gonna be a great 3-4 in the future. Sharif O'Neal, major bust, just because of his last name, honestly.
Yeah.
Was a 4-star, played at UCLA, had a heart issue. I get it. Heart issues, had to have an immediate heart surgery on it. Had to sit out a first year, went to LSU. Didn't do nothing there. Was not impressed. So moving on to the hustle. Kennedy Chandler, dog.
Yeah. Of all the talk of the point guards, the backup point guards that we were talking about this time last year, leading up to the draft, we got the right one.
He is small. He is very small for a point guard that you like. I would say maybe he's 5'11", maybe 6 foot in shoes. In person. But he runs the floor. He knows he knows the system. He knows the playbook in and out. He does great research, and he's got great court vision. I think that next year, if we decide to, if you move on from Tyus, you use him as trade bait to make a trade, you have your backup point guard. He's going to step in and run the show. He's still got to get his 3 ball still in some work, but hey, I love Tyus. He's a great floor general. He's going to have a long NBA career as a backup.
You get in the gym, and with his 3, if you get in the gym with the likes of Dez and Kennard and Tripp, they'll help him work on his 3.
Jake LaRavia, I know you're off on him already. I think Jake LaRavia is going to be a stud here shortly. He's got that confidence back he had at the beginning of the season before his foot injury, and he got sick and fell out the rotation, was recovering from all that. His shooting stroke is beautiful. Like, it. I think you think it's going to go in every single time. That's how good it is.
I want to be wrong on Arabia.
You will be. I'm telling you, you will be. Just so Jake can play the 4.
Gladly eat crow like I did Santi.
Jake can play the 4, I believe. He's got some meat on him. He's 6'9". He can play the 4. So just imagine this lineup next year of a Ja Morant, Bane, Luke, Jake, and Jaren. Granted, you have 2 defensive liabilities there, but dude, that's a shooting team right there. LaRavia, I think he'll be a nightmare here soon. He's starting to get more confidence himself. He's letting it fly, and that's what all I wanted from him. Kenneth Lofton, your guy, watching him in person for the first time. I don't know. I think he's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to be like the star everybody thinks he's going to be. Or all the Grizzlies fans say, give Junior more minutes. He's got a lot of work on his foot. His foot speed is still slow. He makes careless plays and picks up bad fouls, or at least he did the last game of the game I was at. And if he plays a fast 4 or 5, he's going to get worked every single time.
Yeah.
Z, there's maybe 3 people left on Z Island. I know you're not on it, but me, Eric, and John freaking Roser are still on it, and we believe in Z. He's getting his confidence back up. He's shooting it more. He's being more aggressive to the basket. Here's the thing. I don't need Z to be a shooter. That's probably not his game yet. If he can attack the basket and get his shots, that's all I want. If they give me more than just a runner, a alley-oop finisher, if he's attacking the basket off the dribble and stuff like that, I'm fine with that.
I'll come pick y'all up from the island.
That's fine. Hey, we got plenty of room on the island. There's lots of room left on it.
Yeah, I'll come pick y'all up from it whenever y'all get off of it.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, there's plenty of room. We will not judge you. So let's get into our main point, a little bracketology primer, because next Sunday is the end of the regular season, and then we have conference tournaments. So in 2 weeks from Sunday, basically, let me see. It's not 2 weeks. It's
a week from
the 19th.
Yeah, the 19th is Is that Selection
No,
Sunday?
it's the 12th. It's the 12th. It's the 12th.
Yeah,
It's
the
12th.
12th is Selection Sunday. Yes.
The 12th is Selection Sunday. So we'll get a little primer for you. But before we do that, Starkey, we have an ad.
Yeah, we do.
As usual, for 50 episodes now, folks, what better way to watch March Madness from security, the safety of your home? And you can only do it with a safe house being properly inspected. Whether you're getting ready to buy or sell your home, folks, please use porch to patio home inspections. Who are we going to call?
We're going to call Mitch.
We are going to call Mitch. Folks, he's licensed in both Mississippi and Tennessee. He's looking for realtors to partner up with. I have talked to him. He is very busy with this stuff. Granted, no one's using him from Ball Don't Lie, but hey, that's fine. I'm going to take a little bit of credit that he's doing so busy because I shared something that day. I take some credit. I shared one of the ads on Facebook. Folks, use him. We love Mitch. Mitch is a great guy. Keep using him and use code BDL15 for a 15% discount off your first home inspection. Starkey, I asked you to do some sleeper teams, do some upset teams, and pick some teams maybe you think are going to make a big run. Before we do that, with Memphis, we were down on, those that don't know, I'm wearing my game-worn Memphis Tigers number 14 jersey. It was not CDR, but I got it at a little Tiger Day for $15. I think it's well worth it. Big game on Sunday for the Tigers. First ever game against the number one team at home. I hope they pack the form.
I just hope they can get the stripe out right.
It's Memphis, you never know.
I have no confidence that they'll be able to get it right.
One thing that does worry me is you have a trap game leading up to it.
Yes, 100%.
What everybody has said for Memphis is this SMU game, they sucked this year. But you got to think everybody's whole mindset is they're looking to Houston on Sunday.
Yeah.
You play SMU tomorrow night. Your biggest worry is everyone going to be focused on that Sunday game, or are they going to be more focused on SMU? KD's ready for it because that's his homecoming. I've been reading and listening to a lot of podcasts and radio shows that they have said if Memphis wins against SMU, they're automatic lock-in.
Tournament. I've heard the same thing.
If they win out, they can get up to a 7th seed. If they win the last 2 games of the season, basically they have to beat Houston twice.
Yeah.
If they do that, they can get a 7 seed. The lowest they can get is maybe an 11. If they beat SMU, the lowest they'll get is an 11 seed.
Yeah. Which is what most brackets have us at right now is an 11.
I've seen them mainly as a 10 or an 11 seed, which I'm fine with. So, Starkey, let's jump into our small schools that we think can make a little run, maybe a little upset here or there. Do you have any that you have? I got 3.
Okay, so when it comes to small schools, there's one team in particular. Let me find it real quick.
Now, these small teams are teams we don't think that are going to make a national championship run. There are 12, 11s, 13s, and 14s, and 15 seeds that we think can bust your bracket day one.
You go ahead. I'm trying to find mine right now.
Mine? I'm Charleston. Right now, I don't want to play Charleston. They are one of the fastest teams in possessions. They average 63 shots a game. They are shooting 33 pointers a game, and they are making 34% of those 3-pointers. That's crazy, is it not?
Yeah, that's wild.
They're also averaging 13 offensive rebounds a game, and they're averaging 40 total rebounds a game, which is 4th best in the country. They're averaging 9 players play 15 or more minutes, and out of those 9 players, 6 players averaging between 6 to 13 points. They also have 2 big quad 1 wins. a win over Kent State on the road, and Virginia Tech. So this is one team, in my opinion, you don't want to play matchup-wise in round one. They're a team, they literally, if you are a slow team that likes to play a little half-court ball, if they get you in the right night, you will be run out of the gym by them. They love to run. They thrive off chaos. The next team for me, I have a gut feeling you have them just because I think he's going to be the next coach at Ole Miss. The Florida Atlantic Owls.
The new U. Florida Atlantic University. Forget Miami.
This team here, they live and die off the three ball.
Yes, they do. 100%.
This year they are making 10 threes a game. They are shooting 27 threes a game for 37%. They're a team, they live and die by the three ball. Their leading scorer is a guy named Elijah Martin. Elijah is shooting 38% from three off 6 attempts a game. He's also going to the free throw line. So a lot of these underdogs upsets happen is just because they are teams that live and breathe by chaos, and they love to run up and down the court. Drake May and them, he is a guy. His name is Dustin May. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dusty May.
Dusty May. Thank you. They thrive on 3-pointers.
Yeah.
If they can shoot, they are a max volume shooting team.
Which, hey, if that's the case and he is the guy in Oxford, I'm all for jacking them threes.
I would be too. So Starkey, did you have any upset little teams here that could upset us?
So I've got two real fast. Or just one primarily. So keep your eye on it. We talked about them briefly last week, I think. Keep your eye on the Golden Eagles of Oral Roberts.
Oh, yes, the Joel Osteen team.
So here is
my boy Max.
So what?
My boy Max.
Yeah, I'm just about to talk about. So Max Admis, he's averaging 22.3 points a game, good for 6th in the country. And then our boy, according to Bleacher Report, I'm getting this from Bleacher Report right now.
I swear, if you say Connor Vanover, I'm in the podcast right now. If you say Connor Vanover, do not say Connor Vanover. I will end the podcast.
The X-Factor of the year for Oral Roberts.
Do not say Connor Vanover.
It's been
okay. That's it. That's it for the podcast, folks. We'll see y'all next week, maybe.
Connor Vanover.
Stop it. Why would you say that? Stop.
So listen to this though. Okay, just hear me out.
Don't hit me with stats. I've watched that guy play.
12.6 points, 7.1 boards, and 3.2 blocks while shooting 34.1% from beyond the arc. On 126 attempts, playing only. Okay, how many minutes do you think Connor Vanover is playing this season?
17 minutes.
Oh, he's playing 17?
Is he playing 17? I mean, you're the Connor Vanover fan now.
Okay, no, sorry. That minutes I was looking at. Hang on, let me look real quick.
The fact that you come at me with Connor Vanover stats and you know my hatred for him.
Let me see.
Sorry. You realize that Art? He's playing. Oh my gosh, he's playing 25 minutes a game. Okay, never mind.
Okay, yeah, I was about to look him up. Yeah, coming off of only 7.5 last season for Arkansas. So, hey,
you realize the only reason
1.3% from the floor.
Do you realize the reason why he played at Arkansas was to get the jump ball, and then he had to play to get? Yeah, don't hit me with this Connor Vanover X Factor crap. Stop it. You're canceled. He's 7'3". He was the prize recruit of Tubby Smith's last recruiting class at Memphis. He was the backup center in high school.
Stop. And he's killing it for Oral Roberts right now.
Oh my. Moving on, Starkey, you're moving on from this one. Stop it. You cannot justify to me that Connor Vanover is an X factor for any team. Hey, move. So let's move on to number 1 seeds.
Okay.
I'm not blown away by any. So if you look at every bracketology, it's kind of been the same 4 all year: Bama, Houston, Kansas, and Purdue.
Yeah.
I'm not wowed by any of them.
I'm not either.
Real fast, I did have another one more upset team that I think could pull an upset in the round 1. UV, Utah Valley, baby, home of our Mitchell James.
All right.
Bet you didn't know that. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that. No.
Mitchell James of Porch Patio Home Inspectors graduated from Utah Valley.
All right.
Yeah, fun fact for you there. But however, they are a great basketball school. They're not a big wow team. They're a team that's going to grind it out right now, but they are leading the nation in blocks per game at 6.4 a game. And they're also the second best defensive rebounding team. And they're the 7th best rebound. Basically, they win the boards. They're going to be one of the best teams that's going to get rebounds. They're led by a guy named Aziz Bandagagol. He is from Senegal.
That one's for you, Eric. That one's for you.
Here's the thing. I already know I'm going to get a text message from him after this saying he butchered that name. I get bullied on this show. Aziz Bandagoo. I don't know, but he's averaging like 3 blocks a game. He's not their best player. He's not their leading scorer, but he's averaging 11, 10, and 3. And the 3 is 3 blocks a game. They're a team that they can slow you down and make it. If they make it a 1 possession game, they could pull it off. That's a sleeper team for them. I've seen them anywhere from a 10 seed to a 12 seed, and I think one had them as a 13 seed. But I don't think they should be lower than a 13. So Bama. Go ahead.
I know we've already moved on it, but just just gonna throw one name out.
Do it. Say it.
Keep your eye for Iona.
Oh, so now you support brothel people now?
No, I'm just saying. Because right now, according to ESPN,
why do we love Iona?
Well, right now, ESPN has them at the 12th seed against number 5 Miami. If that holds, and if I'm picking a 12-5 upset, which always pick a 12 to beat a 5.
Yeah, that's always been here.
I'm going with Iona over Miami.
So before we move on, because I know you had to get a point, so just talk about some of the sleeper teams. We gave you 4 sleeper teams, upset teams. So Oral Roberts is a 12 seed right now per ESPN. Joe Lombardi, they would play San Diego State. Let me see. You have Florida Atlantic would be a 10 seed playing Michigan State. You have sorry, I gotta find these teams. Utah Valley is a 13 seed playing Xavier. Like you said, Iona is a 12 seed playing Miami, and then you have Charleston. They have them as the next 4 out, but I think they'll win their tournament to get in. Because right now they need to win their tournament to make it, and basically they got to win out to get it. So I think they'll win the tournament, so we'll be good there. I think there'll be a 15 seed just off the record. So let's get into our number 1 seeds. Alabama. We're not talking about the number 1 seed in the college football playoff brackets. Bama is predicted to get a number 1 seed in the tournament.
According to Jalen Carter, the number 1 overall seed.
Alabama is one of those teams when they are on fire, when they're making their shots, you cannot stay with them. Right now, they shoot. What'd you say?
On and off the court?
On and off the court. Hey, Darius Miles doesn't miss his shots. Oof. They are the number 1 rebounding.
So hard.
That's fine. They are the number 1 rebounding team in college. They have 2 guys, Brandon Miller and Noah Clowney, of no relation to Jadeveon Clowney, both averaging over 8 rebounds a game. They are shooting 61% from the field. They are shooting 10 threes a game. I mean, they're making 10 threes a game off 29 threes a game for 34%. So their volume is there. They're not making that many though, percentage-wise. Free throw line. They get to the free throw line 8th most in the country. They shoot 24 free throws a game. You say that, and they're only shooting 72% from the charity stripe.
Yeah.
But they are controlling the boards, and they're, like I said, they are a volume shooting team, and if they make it, you ain't staying with them. And their season will go as far as Brandon Miller takes them. If he gets suspended, they're done.
Yep. 100%.
My next team is the Houston Cougars. Houston is one of those teams. They're not the best offensive shooting team in the country, but I will tell you this. They love rebounding.
Yes.
They average 13 offensive rebounds a game for 10th best in the country. They're not the best shooting team, which is why I think Memphis did so well against them. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. Free throw wise, they're not good. They're shooting 71. They don't even get to the free throw line that often. They're making 71% of their free throws off 16 attempts a game. That's not good. They pride themselves on defense. They're averaging 8 steals a game and 5 blocks a game. So they're not an offensive team. They're a defensive team, and they are a rebounding team. If you take away rebounding from them, you control the boards, you have that game won.
Yep.
As you could tell by Memphis when they played them in the last game, Memphis controlled the boards, and that's the reason why they were in that ball game without their best player. They're led by a guy named Marcus Caesar. Marcus is killing it right now. He is averaging 25 points in the game over his last 4 games while shooting 48% from 3. So you stick with him and you'll have it won. My next team is, apparently I pissed my brother-in-law off last week when I made a comment about Purdue being overrated. I'm going to say it again. Purdue's overrated. They're not that good. They do all. So I say that they will live and die by Zach Edey.
Yes. I believe we'll end up winning the Player of the Year.
I haven't really looked at that. I haven't seen. I don't know. I haven't really looked to see his stats to get there, but he's in contention. He'll be a finalist for sure. But hear me out. He's averaging 22 points a game, 13 rebounds. He's slow. His NBA comparison is Boban. I see that.
Yeah.
So, what happened last year with this stout Auburn team? That a lot of people were saying, hey, they're a 2 seed that can make the national championship game. What happened to their best defensive player against Miami? He got played off the court.
They shut him down.
Well, yeah, they literally said, hey, we're going to make sure nobody's in the paint. We're going to put a small center out there. That way Walker Kessler has to come out of the paint, and we're going to run everything past him. And they did that. And Walker Kessler your defensive player of the year in college basketball, who's having a great NBA season so far as a rookie, who we all had doubts about.
Yeah, we were wrong.
After that one game, I had my doubts about him. And they were proving that one game, like, okay, is she in the beat 2.0? He got played off the court. And if, let's say, Purdue plays Charleston, they average 63 shots a game. They're running up and down the court. You don't control the tempo, Purdue's done. Like right now, if you look at Purdue, I've watched 3 Purdue games this year, and I think 3 of them losses. They are literally a middle of the pack team. They're not in the top 10 in any category in the country. They're shooting 33% from 3 on 21 attempts. They're shooting 20 free throws a game for 73rd in the country. Their free throw percentage is 45th best in the country at 75%. They average 12 offensive rebounds a game. They average a total of 39 total rebounds. They average 4, which is this stat will shock you right here. They average 4 blocks a game with a 7'5" center.
Wow.
I agree. Most people aren't driving in the paint on them, but I mean, the fact that you have a 7'5" guy and you're only averaging 4 blocks a game,
yeah,
that baffles me right there. So they're a middle of the pack team. They're not great in one thing. They just do a lot of good things, in my personal opinion. This Kansas team is not that good as last year's team.
I agree with that.
They have 2 great stars in Jalen Wilson, who's averaging 20 and 8 on 34% from 3, and everybody's favorite, Mr. Grady Dick, 15 and 5 on 40% from 3. And they have great ball movement. Their defense is not bad. They average 17 assists a game. Steals, they're averaging 8 steals a game, but this team they're not a great shooting team either. So if you had put a gun to my head and say pick a 1 seed to win it all, I'm gonna say pull the trigger.
Yeah, it'd be an easier decision. Sure.
This is gonna be one of those years. I don't think you have a clear-cut favorite to win it. Real fast, and then we're pressed for time here, going over the hour marker. Just some teams I think could make a run. I have 3 or 4 teams.
Okay.
Marquette. Do you know who the head coach is at Marquette?
That's not Shaka, is it?
It is Shaka Smart. So most places, most bracketologists have Marquette as a 3 seed, which I agree. They are 24 and 6. They're first in the Big East. This Marquette team, they're led by a local kid, Cameron Jones from Cordova, who went to ECS.
Yep.
15 and 3. This Marquette team, they're shooting 49. They're basically shooting 50% from the field, which is 5th best in the country. They're not a great 3-point shooting team, but they pride themselves on defense. They are averaging 10 steals a game, and on offense, they're constantly moving the ball around, running pick and rolls. Their issue is they're not tall. Their tallest guy they start is 6'9", which helps them create chaos. And if you go back to the VCU Shaka Smart teams, they pride themselves on defense.
Yeah.
So I do think this Marquette team can make a run. I have Memphis as a team that could, just depending on we've talked with them before. But that's not me. That's national people saying if this Memphis team gets the right matchups,
yeah,
they are going to be a very tough out. It could be a day 2. Hopefully a weekend number 2 team.
If we can make it to the second weekend, that would be amazing.
I greatly believe you there. I think they have a great chance of making it to the second weekend. You have your star player in Kendrick Davis. You have a guy that's older than everybody else in college basketball. and you pride
That has to
yourself
be
on defense. However, you're missing your best shooter on the team. That's going to hurt Memphis more than they know it.
Yeah, because he made a really dumb decision.
Yeah, he punched the wall after a loss to a Houston team. A lot of people are saying Keontae Kennedy could be back at some point for March Madness, but you don't know. He was your second best shooter on the team, making 38% from three. You're praying he comes back. But we did see some life on other day on Sunday with Mr. Jonathan Lawson.
Yes, Johnny
I was
Money is what
talking.
he's known as in the locker room.
I know a lot of people agree with me here. He deserves way more minutes, and he should be a vocal point of the team next year. I do have. I'll fly through these teams real fast and let you do yours real fast. Baylor. Now this
I was
isn't
going to mention Baylor.
Yes, this Baylor team lives and dies off the three. They shoot 25 threes a game, and they're making 37%. Defense isn't that great as it's been in the past, but they get to the free throw line. They are averaging 22 free throws a game. And they're making a pretty good rate. They're making 77% of their free throws. This Baylor team, they wreak chaos. They're fast. They're quick. They have three guys averaging over 14 points. And they're a veteran-led team. And as you've seen in March Madness, veteran-led teams go far.
Yeah.
Next team, it's going to piss my in-laws off, but I do think this is before I made this before last night's blowout. I think IU can make a run.
Okay.
They got a guy on the team that leads them, Trace Jackson Davis. He's 6'9". Yeah. He's averaging 20 and 11. He's 6'9", though. He does not stretch. He does not stretch the floor. This is a team that lives by the two ball. They only shoot 15 threes a game. They are very athletic, and they like to run. And they are also averaging 5 blocks a game, which is 13th best in the country. They're a team, when they're on, they are very tough to play. And with Trace Jackson Davis at 6'9", 245, he is a mismatch nightmare. He's small. He's too big for your typical 4s and 5s and typical 4s, but he's smaller than your typical big man, but he's quick and he's strong. He's a mismatch nightmare. Another team I have Duke. And it kills me to say that. This Duke team has been an upset from what they were supposed to be for the year. They had, I think, 4 or 5 McDonald's All-Americans on this team.
Mm-hmm. They did.
They're led by Kyle Flipkowski. This team, they're not they are a bad shooting team, like really bad, Starkey. They're shooting 44% from the field. They're shooting 33% from three on 20 attempts a game. However, they're making their free throws, though. They're making 23% from the 77% from the free throw line. This is not a Duke team, I think, going to be your typical Sweet 16, Elite 8 team. I think, but at some point you say, okay, as talented as this team is, they're going to make a run.
Yeah.
Notes. And in Arkansas, I hope we just make the tournament at this point.
I think y'all will. I think y'all are pretty set.
If we get the right matchup, I think we can at least be a day 2 team. And then another local team real fast, Mississippi State, is actually borderline.
Yes, they are on the bubble right now.
Let me just read you their stats real fast, and you're going to be thinking, how in God's name are they where they're at? So they're 20 and 10 for the year. Their stat line is they're shooting 42% from the field, 27% from 3, and they're averaging 65% from the free throw line. Their biggest thing that's keeping them is steals. They're averaging 9.5 steals a game.
Yeah.
They're led by Tolu Smith from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Other than that, that's really all they got. Let's hear your teams. Who are some teams that you think can make fun?
So my number one team is Arizona.
So I actually was going to bring this up with you. I actually thought about my ride home today. How many times have we said in the past 10 to 15 years, hey, this Arizona team can win the national championship? How many times have we said that?
Not many.
You can make the argument almost every year that an Arizona team should be a Final Four team every year. You admit that. You can make the argument almost every year.
You can make the argument for sure.
Okay, so why do you love Arizona?
So they're led by, is it Azuolas Tubelis?
Do we need to
He's
get
a
Eric
forward
to
from
fact check
Lithuania.
that?
Do what?
Do we need to get Eric to fact check that?
I might need to. He's from Lithuania. He's averaging 19.6 points a game, 9.1 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, 34.6 points from 3, 57.3 from the field, and 76% from the free throw line. As a team, not super great numbers. As a team, they're 49% from the floor, 37 from 3, and only 72% from the free throw line.
Well, I have them pulled up right here in Sports Reference. I'll tell you a fact that I think you're going to love. I think any of us are going to love. How many guys do you think they have in double figures?
5.
5 guys in double figures. That's impressive right there.
Yeah.
That is super impressive right there. And I'm looking at their stats. They move the ball great on offense.
Yeah. Oh, they average 19.5 assists a game,
which is number 2 in the country.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then how about our boy Cedric Henderson Jr.?
Yeah, I know. It kills me that he's
been a Tiger.
Yeah, he should have been a Tiger.
That is a good team. But here's the thing. I can't tell you how many times Arizona has burned me in my brackets.
Yeah.
I tell you, them and Michigan State have screwed me the most in my lifetime. Who was that year? Who did the DeAndre Ayton team lose to? Who was that? It was Buffalo. Yeah, it was Buffalo. Yeah, they didn't make it out of the first round. That year, I had them win the national championship in half my brackets, and they screwed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost in the first round of freaking Buffalo. They lost by 21 points to Buffalo. Okay, that's it. We'll get mine right here later on.
So the second team I've got, it is going to be much, much harder than it would have been last night. Or within the last few days. Tennessee.
Ooh, that's a good one. Super defensive minded. Like they're, if not the best defensive team in college basketball.
Yes. So just here are these stats from the Vols right now. They have 4 players in double digits. Although one of them, their star point guard, is the Kai Ziegler, just towards ACL, so he's out for the rest of the season. Huge blow to the Vols. But they average how many, without looking it up, how many steals do you think they average a game?
7.
Almost 9. 8.7.
Okay, that's good.
How many blocks do you think they average a game?
I know they're not tall. Are we like 4?
Yeah, 3.8. So right at 4. 71.1 from the free throw line, only 43 from the field, and only 32 from behind the 3-point arc. But like I said, very super defensive team. It's going to be a struggle against any team they play.
Yeah, now losing their star point guard is going to be massive loss. He did a lot for that team. I'd say that was a good sleeper team before last night.
Yeah, 100%.
Anybody else you got?
Those are the only two, the main ones I've got. There's one more team I want to look up. I don't want to be wrong.
What you got? Who is it?
A little bit of a homer on this one, but I don't know a whole lot about the team.
Who is it?
So, they're projected to be a 10 seed. Give me the USC Trojans.
Oh, USC, old Boogie Ellis.
So, our man Boogie is leading the team at 17.2 points a game. For a team, they are averaging 46 from the field, 74 from the free throw line, and 34 from the 3-point arc. They're averaging, let's see, 14 assists a game.
Mm-hmm.
They're averaging 35 rebounds a game. And they're averaging 73 points a game.
So they are
averaging 7 steals and 5 blocks per game.
Hey, that's 5 blocks goes a long way. I think they're one of those teams that you get there. I haven't watched much of USC. I think from what I've read, they're a lot like Bama. When they're on, you can't stay with them. I haven't really watched that much Pac-12, honestly, this year.
No, Pac-12 plays after my bedtime.
So I know next week's show we're going to be get you ready for college. We're probably do a little bit more basketball stuff, get you ready because we're going to have a lot of these smaller schools either start their tournaments already. I do have 3 more notes for you before we end. They're not college basketball, but so I didn't say it earlier. The Grizzlies do have the easiest per tankathon, the easiest remaining schedule left in the NBA. Because we played the Rockets 3 times, including tonight. They have the Spurs, Magic, Bulls, Thunder, and Lakers, which I still think the Thunder and the Lakers are tough matchups. I wouldn't say they're cakewalks. But we also have to play the Bucks once, the Nuggets once, the Warriors twice, the Heat once, Clippers 3 times, and the Mavericks 3 times. And they gave us our remaining schedule is a 46%, which I love. I want to get your thoughts on this, and then we'll end. 2 more things. What are your thoughts on James Harden saying he'd love to go back to Houston?
See, I don't know. I don't know why he would.
Strip clubs?
I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it on
I put money on the strip clubs are probably better in Houston than they are Philadelphia.
From a basketball standpoint, that makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, now you're playing with one of the best players in the NBA. You have a great 6-man in Tyrese Maxey, and you have a great system up there. I'd see a lot of it being Doc Rivers because now you either love Doc or you hate Doc.
Yeah.
And you go to Houston, they have talent. They're so dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connor said best.
Daryl Morey's not there anymore, though, is he?
Who?
Daryl Morey.
No.
And he was the main reason he and Harden had a big argument. Did they not?
Yeah, it was a lot of crap. I don't really know. You don't understand James Harden. Speaking of the Houston Rockets, the Grizzlies have a 3-point lead at halftime.
Go
Uh,
Grizz.
Kevin O'Connor made a great point, and he said that the Houston Rockets are literally just a professional AAU team with how they play.
That tracks.
So I just want to get your thoughts on that real fast before we ended the show. Just what your thoughts are, and if you think James Harden going to Houston. I mean, you think Philly just gave up they just traded Ben Simmons for him, which they won that trade.
Yeah.
And then we had a shocking announcement the other day. Will Barton made his decision. I don't know why he chose it, but he decided to go to Toronto. To Toronto. Don't know why.
It makes no sense.
I mean, maybe they offered him more playing time, but right now the Raptors are the 8th seed right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're the 9th seed right now.
And you made a great point. Surely he had better offers from more contending teams than Toronto.
Well, so I know a lot of people said the Bucks and the Nets that trade before the NBA trade deadline were people that wanted Will Barton if he got bought out. And then you had the KD trade and the Jay Crowder trade. So there's two there. I was listening to this and I was watching it the other day. I think the Knicks could be a tough team, a tough out in the first round. I really do believe they could be a tough out. They have a great lineup. They've been closing games with here lately. Jalen Brunson is looking very good. Julius Randle. They're playing. So this is kind of what they've been running with lately. Listen to this. Brunson, quickly, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, and Julius Randle. Whose name did I not say?
Go through it again. Sorry.
Brunson, quickly, Hart, Randle, Robinson. Whose name did I not say? He was the number 3 pick in the draft in 2019. Mr. RJ Barrett.
RJ Hampton. Barrett. I don't know where I got that from.
Well, RJ Hampton, yeah, former Memphis Tiger, kind of, sort of, in some ways, but yes and no. But yeah, RJ Barrett has literally. I think they've realized he's not the guy. And with that lineup right there, that is their closing lineup. Super defensive minded.
Yeah.
And they're running everything through through Randle and Brunson. So I do want to get one. I know I said it. One last thing, then we're done. I know people are probably tired of hearing us ramble. Probably me mainly. If you look at the Western Conference, so listen to this. We are 5.5 games behind Denver, okay? We have a 2.5 game lead over the Kings. 3 games separate the Kings. 3.5 separate the Kings and the Suns. 1 game separates the Suns and the Clippers and the Warriors. Half a game separates the 7 seed from the 6 seed. And then right there you have Mavericks 12 games behind, Timberwolves 12.5, Jazz 13, Pelicans 13.5, Trailblazers 14, Lakers 14.5, and Thunder at 15. You literally have your 7 through 13 seeds. 7 through I'll throw up the 6 seed in. You literally have your 6 seed through your 13 seed is 4.5 games apart.
Yeah.
Expect chaos. If the season ended today, we would be playing the Dallas Mavericks. And I love that matchup.
Yes.
Granted, Dallas has owned us in the past, but dude, not anymore. You gave away your best defenders for offensive. Who's going to stop Ja? Who's going to stop Desmond?
And the thing is, they're 1-4 since the trade deadline with Kyrie and Luka.
Correct. If I'm Memphis, the biggest thing, there's two teams I want to avoid for a while. I want to avoid the Suns and the Warriors.
Yeah. I want nothing to do with Golden State, and we didn't even talk about this. I believe it was Woj. Is it Woj or Shams or both? Announced today that Steph Curry is more than likely going to come back in one of the next 3 games. The Lakers, I don't remember who the second game is, or the Grizz at the end of the 3-game homestand for the Warriors.
Their next 3 home games. So the next games are Clippers, Pelicans, Lakers. So they have two home games next. Clippers and the Pelicans are the next 2 home games, and they're on the road for Lakers, Thunder, and Grizzlies.
Okay. I guarantee you that Steph Curry will be suited up for the first game against Memphis.
Oh, probably. But here's the thing. I don't want to play the Warriors because, granted, I know we can beat them. That's just too tough an outing for me.
It is. I'm just sick of Golden State. Like everything about the.
I love the rivalry, but hey, speaking of going, shout out to Lester.
Yes, big props to Lester, can you be honest?
He banked on himself to get a contract. Got a 2-way. They cut him just so they can get more money, and finally got a 10-day contract. So shout out to Lester.
Shout out Lester, can you be honest, for sure.
But yeah, if I'm Memphis, I'm literally, and here's me out. You play the Mavericks, you literally hopefully play the Kings. And you can beat the Kings for a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals for the second time in history. Yeah. I love it. I'm here for it. I can't wait. The next 3 to 4 weeks will be amazing, Starkey.
Yep.
That's going to do it for tonight's show, unless you have anything else, Starkey.
No, I'll save it for next week.
Okay, folks, we'll be back better than ever next week with some bracketology, more NBA, and hopefully some NFL, and probably talk a little bit about the Combine. Hopefully have some questions people are asked. Because, they always have weird questions.
Yep.
Folks, we'll see you next week.